This week, we've got a local case, but it's in Arizona, it's in Cottonwood, and it happened in 1997, but it is in the news again right now. It is the case of Marisol Gonzalez and her baby Andrew's deaths. Welcome to Makeup and Murder Monday. In 1997, so we're going way back, in 1997, Marisol Gonzalez was fatally shot in a Cottonwood, Arizona alley, and that was more than 20 years ago. And they still have not charged and convicted the person who did it. So now the man accused of it is on trial. His name is Cecilio Cruz. He faces 43 years in prison if convicted of second-degree murder or manslaughter, and manslaughter in the death of the son, because Marisol was pregnant with a son that was Cecilio's. So this has been a case that has gone on for many years with no suspects. It was on a TV show called Cold Justice, I think. Let me look. I'm looking at an AZ Central article right now. So it was on a TNT show that was called Cold Justice, and it was titled First Love. So, but this is in the news right now because Cecilio is finally getting a trial. However, just last week, I believe it was just last week, let me see. Just last week, the jurors decided that they were a hung jury and that they could not decide. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. He'll probably get another trial, but let's go into what the story is. So, her family, she was dating Cecilio. They had just broken up. They had been dating. They were young. They were both 17. She was pregnant. She decided that, okay, so she was a top student at Mingus High School, had lots of friends and a close-knit family that loved her. And this is from her, the Cold Justice show. And in the summer before her junior year, she began dating Cecilio. So he was one of her neighbors, and she began dating him. Marisol hadn't gone out with any boys before, so she was really taken by Cecilio, and he was equally taken by her. They were each other's first love, and they were typical teenagers. You know, they get the on again, off again type of relationship where sometimes, you know, life is good and sometimes it's not. You know how it is with teenagers. She quickly came to realize that she was far from the only one that he loved, that he kind of was a womanizer. But she realized she was pregnant right after they broke up. And I believe that caused a rift. He didn't want to break up. And she did, and she decided she was going to go ahead and have the baby anyway, with friends and family helping her. So many months later, after they broke up, on March 25th, 1997, around 10 p.m., she was now full term in her pregnancy, ready to give birth any day. And she told her sister she was waiting for a call from Cecilio. And then she went outside using cordless phone. You know, cell phones weren't really super popular or affordable back in the 90s. So she had just the cordless phone from the house. So she went outside to receive his call or to wait for it. And that was the last time that she was seen alive. Around 6 a.m. the following morning, her body was found in an alleyway a block away from the house. She had been shot in the face, and her unborn child was also dead. It's a really sad situation. She was only 17. She had her whole life ahead of her. By all accounts, she was really well loved by her family, by people around her, and she was willing to give a really good life to her unborn son, Andrew. So it was just a shocking situation altogether. Immediately, of course, Emilio was a suspect because he was the ex-boyfriend. He was the one who, didn't want to have a son, who was the father of the unborn child. But there was no evidence. There was literally nothing but circumstantial, but guessing about him being the one who could have done this. They had no physical evidence at all, no eyewitnesses at all. There was no DNA left, nothing at all that could really put him there for the crime. So it took many years to finally charge him, and they only charged him because the family had been pressuring and the police needed and wanted to close this case. So that is why he was charged all these years later. And just last week, the jury was unable to decide. On November 14th, 2020, just this weekend, a jury decided it could not reach a verdict of guilty or not guilty, and they were deadlocked after 10 hours of deliberation on Friday the 13th, no less. They decided to tell the judge there was no way that they could come to any type of decision, probably due to the lack of evidence. I mean, although it seems there's a motive, what evidence is there? And it appears there's none. So the jurors were released, and Arizona now has 60 days to retry this particular trial. I'll be watching to see what happens. Do you have any idea what happened to Marisol Gonzalez and her son, Andrew? Do you have any clues or tips? Let me know. And thank you for watching, and stay safe and stay beautiful. Bye.